Hello everyone, and welcome back to Code Realize Future Blessings. We're continuing down Saint Germain's route in his after story. This is episode 3. Apparently I didn't save it the last time. Okay, let me just get there real quickly to where I was. So I'm actually going to talk while we get there. Saint Germain was feeling kind of restless because he's afraid that once she has her poison back, there'll be nothing stopping her from just moving on and not relying on him. He wanted to be the constant in her life because he's the only one that can withstand her poison because he has regenerative powers. And then Lupin came, learned about it, and straightened him all up. It's like, hey, you better be the man that I thought you were and make her happy like I thought you could, or I'm going to take her. He's like, no, don't take her. And that's where that kind of ended last episode. Alright, we are back to where we left off in episode 3. It's the next morning. With the singing of birds as our background, the three of us are gathered in the mansion living room. We're discussing what we should do in order to fulfill the contract with Omnibus, discussing our plans from here on.
エメラルドタブレット?
Yes, the lost treasure containing the fruits of the Philosopher's Stone researched by the alchemist Trismegistus. It might contain a clue in how to control the horologium.
我々はもともとタブレットが安置されていた研究所を訪ねてみましたが、そこはすでに盗掘された後、価値のあるものはほとんどが持ち去られていました。
なるほどな。で、そいつはどんな代物なんだ？
名前の通りですよ。エメラルドでできた石板です。
ん？
おそらく盗掘者は金品目当てで盗んだ品を売り払ったはず。だから手を貸してほしいのです。かの泥棒紳士ならば盗品の売買ルートにも精通しているでしょうから。
おう。そりゃもちろん任せとけ。俺にとっちゃパリはホームだしな。
Thank you, it's a big help to us. Without you, we wouldn't be able to trace their steps. As I smile at him, but he looks away for some reason or another.
いや、感謝される理由なんてねえっつうか。
Is he being awkward because he told Saint Germain that he would steal her from him? Lupin?
ああ、いや、なんでもね。
And she did hear it too.
それよりその研究所ってのはどこにあるんだ？
パリ近郊ですよ。ここからだと北西へ半日、セーヌ川沿いを外れた荒野です。
それってあれだ。大岩で入り口隠された地下の研究所だったりしねえよな。
Are you the one that looted it? Do you know something about it? Why is he still quiet? You did, didn't you? You.
俺が悪かったー!
Oh my goodness. He did, didn't he? He burst into apology after a series of comical expressions. Saint Germain and I can only exchange looks. What do you mean?
つまりあれだ、その盗んだってのはな、多分俺だ。
Of course it was. 5 minutes later. So, summarizing what Lupin told us through his cold sweat.
あの研究所を荒らしたのは十数年前のルパンだと。
Many years ago.
いや、当時は俺も人に指示してて、まだ美学もなかったっつうか。
The aesthetics. Lupin desperately makes excuses, claiming that he no longer steals meaninglessly. Saint Germain mutters in deep thought.
予想外の展開ですが、好都合といえば好都合です。
But it was a long time ago.
ルパン、エメラルドタブレットは入手した後どうしたのですか？
おう、それなら間違いなく俺のアジトにあるぜ。
He didn't get rid of it?
悪党から盗んだものはそのまま金に変えてばらまいてたが、これについては持ち主不明だし、売っ払うのも気が引けてな。きっちり保管してるぜ。
Unless someone broke into your place and stole it. Then,
ああ、ちょっと待ってろよ。今すぐ持ってきてやるから。
how convenient. Then about an hour later,
待たせたな。これで合ってるか？
as soon as he uncovered the wrapping, a bright green brilliance draws us in. That looks like one. The jewel tablet is engraved with dazzling print that sparkles as it catches the sunlight. Is this the emerald tablet? Saint Germain stretches his hands out that trembles slightly and takes the tablet into his hands. He may well be staring into the past when he lived together with the owner of this tablet.
俺も入手した時に一応解読してみようと思ったんだけどな。どんだけ古い言語か知らねえが、さっぱり読み取れなかった。
子は偽りなき真実にして、確実にして、極めて神聖なり。
Saint Germain's old enough to read it. You can read it, Saint Germain.
読めないはずがないですよ。彼の記したものならば。
He nods towards the two of us as we look on with surprise and directs his gaze to the tablet once more. It's like he's staring into a distant past.
おや、これは珍客だ。君と会うのもおよそ50年ぶりか。入り口で突っ立っていないで入ってきたらどうかね、さん。
How long ago must that have been? Trismegistus's research lab on the outskirts of Paris, France. I visited him on that day for the first time in a very long while. I would not have given the choice, also bearing the notice of an ill omen.
再会を祝してワインでも開けようと思ったが、どうもそんな気分ではなさそうだ。何か悪い知らせでもあったのかね。
聡明なあなたならもうとっくに推測がつくでしょう。イデア総帥オムニブスは私に命令を下しました。禁忌の領域に足を踏み入れてしまった錬金術師ヘルメス・トリスメギストスを世界の最悪として排除せよと。
それはいずれ来るとは思っていたが、ついにこの時がやってきたか。
逃げてはいただけませんか。
イデアの目は世界中のどこにでも届く。それが通じる相手ではなかろうに。仮に我がここで逃げおおせたとして、次はギネビアあたりが差し向けられるだけだろう。美女に見取られて死ぬのも悪くないが、どうせなら友の手で死なせてほしいね。
この後に及んで私を友と呼ぶのですか。
Why not?
あなたを殺しに来た私を。
It's not what you are going to do, it's what you have done in the past that makes you a friend.
無論だ。君が我を殺すことと我らが友であることに何ら因果関係はないよ。
バカな人だ本当に。最後に聞かせてください、トリスメギストス。あなたはなぜこうなる日を知りつつ賢者の石の研究を続けたのですか。
理由は 2つある。一つはとても単純だ。我は生きることに飽いたのだよ。我々氏とは確かに不死の身を持つが、所詮心は脆弱な人のまま。数千数万年の時は人間にはあまりにも長すぎた。幾度か自死を試みたが、どうにも限界がある。自らで自らを殺すことにはな。
So how many times is it going to take Saint Germain to kill him? Because obviously during their route in the first game, they had to kill each other over and over again until eventually their life just gave out.
だから禁忌とされる賢者の石を研究したのですか。不死の使徒が死ねる手段としてオムニブスに不死の術を解かせ粛清されるために。
Oh, well, there you go. But still, in Saint Germain's route, Guinevere and them, when they were fighting, like one of them said, "How many more lives do you have left?" Because they've obviously killed them over and over again. And I think even Saint Germain said, "Even you can't die too many more times," or something like that. I don't know.
ああ、仮に粛清されず賢者の石が完成したなら、それもまたよし。不死をもたらす石ならば、その逆とて叶うだろうからな。
ならば二つ目の理由とは。
それは以前も言ったはずだ。とある相手との約束のためだと。
With a light laugh, he stared at me in a fixed manner. His attitude seemed to allude to something, instilling my heart with anxiety.
オムニブスほど確実ではないが、我も占星術を極めたとされる身だ。予言の一つもたしなんでいる。故にわかるのだよ。我の研究はここでついえるが、いずれどこかの誰かの幸せのために役立つだろうと。
Aww. And that person whose happiness is Cardia's.
よく覚えておくことだ。サンチェルマン。
Saint Germain, what's written on the tablet?
基本的にはほぼすべて彼の研究成果ですよ。ですが最後の最後に余計な一文が入っていましたがね。もしも最初で最後の願いを望むならば。
Along with my blood exhalations, I grabbed the hand that fate reached out to me.
私はいつの日か普通の幸せをつかみたい。
かつて君は我に願った。ただ普通の幸せをつかみたいと。かつて我は君に答えた。確かにその願い聞き届けたと。イデアの一員となった以上はその幸せを望むのは難しいが、長い長い時の果てに必ずや君の願いが叶うことを祈っているよ。
君の友ヘルメス・トリスメギストス。 あなたの研究成果お借りしていきますよ。我が友ヘルメス・トリスメギストス。
White steam covers entire city. They're back in London. An ensemble of metal and machine plays by the turning of gears. The world-renowned city of steam, my father as the architect. The city still of London. The London we'd been away from for about a year welcomes us with an unchanging liveliness.
変わりませんね、この街は。
Right, it feels like we've returned to my hometown. My true hometown may be Wales, but this city in which I met Saint Germain and the others feels far more familiar to me. Squinting with nostalgia, a scene that I recognize spreads out to me bit by bit. The stretch I went around in the automobile while chatting with Impy. A rather shady store in a back alley that I visited with Van Helsing. A lot more shady stuff happened back there too. A large plaza where I came to walk with Cece Deli alongside me on a sunny day. Time permitting, I love to walk around and see the sights until the sun sets, but I can be immersed in nostalgia some of the time. Saint Germain, what about Victor's reply?
ああ、ちゃんと届いていますよ。日時も指定してありますから、早ければもう屋敷の方へ着いているかもしれませんね。
We should hurry then, it wouldn't do to keep Victor waiting. Feeling the weight of the jewel slap in my backpack, I head towards the destination with familiar steps. From the fine construction of the gate, even down to the cut of the shrubbery, everything is just as how I remembered it. For some reason it looks different to me. Maybe it's because I've only ever seen it at night. The mansion that I haven't seen in some time was preserved so beautifully I can hardly believe we were gone. According to Lupin,
お前らの留守中もなんだかんだ拠点として使わせてもらってるからな。気づいたやつから持ち回りでたまに手入れぐらいはさせてもらってる。
or so he said. In any case, at St. Germain's mansion, it's been a while since we handed the emerald tablet off to Victor, who had been waiting along with Cece.
まず結論からいくと、このタブレットに記されたことが事実なら、君の毒は完全に消せる。
I told you, you should have just gone to Victor all along. Victor, having finished analyzing the tablet, looks to us with a big smile.
それは本当なのですか？
ええ、間違いありません。この研究をまとめた人は本物の天才ですよ。錬金術師にその名を残す男、ヘルメス・トリスメギストス。まさかこうして彼の研究資料にお目にかかれる日が来るなんて。
He's so adorable. Trismegistus must have been amazing.
すごいどころの騒ぎじゃないよ。もうなんていうか伝説の人。サインとかもらいたいぐらい。
Didn't you say he just put his name on it? That's kind of like an autograph, right?
本人に言ったら肩をすくめられそうな発言ですね。
こんなテンション高えフランとかめったに見れるもんじゃねえよな。んで、俺にはさっぱり読めやしねえが、そのお宝には何が書いてあったんだ？
I thought Saint Germain already read it.
ここにあるのは賢者の石についてだね。研究の結果と本人の考察が記されてる。
Tracing the tablet with his finger, Victor wears a serious, sorrowful look as he continues.
公にこそなっていないけど、トリスメギストスは今から数百年前、すでにジクテリウムの生成に成功していた。
The same Zecterium that you spoke of before?
うん、そうだよ。 賢者の石の前段階となる物質だ。ジクテリウムは変質を経て君のよく知るホロロギウムとなり、さらにそれが消化して賢者の石となる。ここに刻まれた情報によれば、トリスメギストスはホロロギウムもほぼ完成させる域に到達していたらしい。
それが今よりずっと昔って考えると、とんでもねえ天才もいたもんだな。
まあ時間だけは有り余っていたでしょうからね。
Nodding to Saint Germain, Victor explained the contents of the inscription. Both Sectarium and the Horologium are materials with an abnormally high toxicity. An apostle such as myself would be fine, but its concentration is such that it can instantly dissolve one's flesh. An apostle. You're not an apostle. But powerful though as it is, there is no such toxin in the natural world that can melt anything in its true sense. Trismegistus is focused on that fact, making various approaches to alter its quality. Heating it, cooling it, oxidizing it, pressurizing it, mixing it with various matters and solutions. Then, over the course of hundreds of years of experimentation, he discovers a certain material that demonstrates a peculiar reaction with the horologium. It was a barrel-type jewel of green that was said to possess potent detoxification properties commonly used as a cure-all.
ちょっといい？カルディア。
He's going to touch you before he even finishes. Without even waiting for my response, Victor pushes the emerald tablet gently against my cheek. Oh, your cheek. I thought he was going to touch it to the horologium. A cold sensation particular to auras sends a chill through me, but it doesn't melt. No, it doesn't. There's no harsh sound of its dissolution. There's not even a rising cloud of steam. I stare dumbstruck at the tablet that glistens like a young leaf.
なるほど。なぜ紙ではなくエメラルドの板に刻んだのか疑問に思っていましたが。
Because it wouldn't burn away.
毒素による損失を避けるため。そう考えりゃ説明はつくな。
うん。それにエメラルドはただ毒に耐性があるだけじゃない。極めて純度の高いエメラルドはホロロギウムの毒素を吸収する性質を持っているみたいなんだ。本来ありえないほどの純度を持つこのエメラルドタブレットのように。
As if incited by the fast beating of my heart, I look up at Saint Germain's face.
ええ。試してみましょう。
The Victor acts like he didn't have any kind of involvement in the Zicterium and Saint Germain's past, which is very confusing because I thought he did in most other routes too. Hastily taking off my gloves, I reach over to the green slab with trembling hands. Then I try rubbing the surface with my palm. I trace the engraved letters with my fingers. Saint Germain watches me with a smile as I do so.
実際、僕の方でも君の毒について解決法がないかずっと研究は続けていたんだ。だけど、正直に言って、僕一人で本当に完成させられるか確信は持てていなかった。でも、この研究資料を僕の研究に併用することができれば、近いうちにきっと。
And completely remove the poison?
毒だけじゃないよ。ホロロギウムの活動自体を無害なものに変質させられる。
Which means...
イデアが危険視していたのは賢者の石に昇華する可能性を秘めたホロロギウムの内包する莫大なエネルギー。あなたの身から生じる猛毒はそのエネルギーが発露した一つの形です。
And thus, Saint Germain smiles after his supplemental words.
今回フランが考えている方法はホロロギウムを変質させることでエネルギーそのものを激減させる。 もちろんあなたの生命活動に必要な最低限度のエネルギーだけは残してね。
As my comprehension catches up, a look of delight spreads across my face. Then I...
ええ、オムニブスの条件はホロロギウムに頼ることなく生きる手段を探すこと。さすがにホロロギウム自体を取り除くことはできませんが。
He takes a small breath and puts his best smile before delivering the words I wanted to hear the most.
もう何も心配はいりませんよ。
She's so cute. My joy doesn't manifest in words. I can live a life without jumping at ideas' shadows. I can live a life without fear of harming others with my poison. There can be a day when Saint Germain and I can actually feel one another's skin. It will all become a reality.
よっしゃーこいつは問題解決記念に仲間全員かき集めてパーティーを開かねえとな。
Party. But isn't everyone scattered across the globe?
そこはそれです。皆この朗報を聞けば急いで駆けつけてくれますよ。
おお、その通り。このルパン様に任せときな。
I wonder how Impy and Van Helsing will respond once they hear about this. Excited thoughts race through my head as I exchange words with Lupin. And I notice Saint Germain beckoning Victor over and whispering something. Oh.
時にフラン、毒素を吸収するという件についてもう少し詳しく聞きたいのですが。
あ、それはこれから実験しようかと。いっそ彼女にはエメラルドタブレットを持ち歩いてもらった方がいいぐらいですが。
では私から一つ相談があるのですが。
Oh, is it a surprise? The horologium, the gem of calamity that glistens upon my chest, that used to be the reason for Idea targeting me. A matter of days after hearing the wonderful news that we'd be able to control and detoxify it.
正面に見えるのがロンドンでも有数の宗教建築、セントポール大聖堂です。歴史的にも貴重な場所ですが、かつて起きた事故の影響で内部の立ち入りは禁じられています。ここはご存知、ウォータールー駅。以前は多数の列車が乗り入れる複雑で不便な駅でしたが、こちらはロンドン再建時に整理され、以前より格段に便利になりました。
A day in which the sun has yet to rise completely, with the sky that feels rather high, leaving a light purple color. Just like the time when we first met, in early morning sunlight, Saint Germain slowly guides me across London. The city devoid of pedestrians feels like a different place entirely. Even the scenery I'm already well familiar with feels somehow fresh to me now. It's a sight I'm so used to, but even after just 1 year, we can see so many changes.
ええ、特にロンドンの発展は著しい。以前は何もない場所だったのに。
He squints, perhaps recalling what the city looked like thousands of years ago. I nestle next to him as we slowly tour the city anew. Paris and the other cities are wonderful too, but in the end, London feels like the right place for me.
このロンドンはあなたにとって第二の故郷と呼べる場所ですからね。
And even more so, it's the city where I met you. We both let out a laugh. Going wherever our legs carry us, going wherever the whims guide us. Eventually, our destination is Tower Bridge. Yep. Tower Bridge, the iconic place of Saint Germain's story. Atop a large bridge that connects two banks of the river Thames, a cool wind that runs along the water surface sways us. But what happened so suddenly to make you want to go out on a date, Saint Germain?
ようやく全てが一段落しましたからね。ここで初心に帰ってあなたとの日々を振り返ろうと思いまして。
The morning sun glistens gently upon us, its only recipients. I let out a breath, thinking of the days that I had passed and the days to come. It feels so strange.
ここではいろいろありましたからね。
Indeed. This is the place I went when Saint Germain was engaged in a battle of solitude. The place where Saint Germain settled things with Guinevere. The place where I made an oath to Omnibus. In more ways than one. A place where we faced fate time and time again.
そう。私たちはこの橋の上で悲しみも喜びも誓い合った。だからこそ大事な話をするならここを置いて他にないと思ったのです。
Oh, what are we going to discuss? Walking a few steps closer, he takes off his hat and makes a reverent bow. With a smile that is almost refreshing, he begins to speak.
改めて言います。カルディアさん。私はとても醜い人間です。
Saint Germain, what are you saying all of a sudden? He gently restrains my question with his gaze. I finished it for him. She was supposed to be cut off. It's as though he wants to be the only speaker in this moment.
ホロロギウムが変質を始め、毒が失われつつあることで、あなたはこれから先、多くのものに触れることができるようになるでしょう。例えば、みずみずしい緑の葉、華やかに香る花弁、柔らかな毛並み、そして、あなたの最初の願い、人の肌のぬくもりにも。
Taking my hand over my glove, Saint Germain lets out a deep, heavy sigh.
正直に言います。私はそれが少し不安だった。
Well, at least he's talking about it this time, instead of making Lupin say it out loud.
毒が失われてしまったら、あなたが私だけのものではなくなってしまう気がして。
I told you as much back then as well, that no matter what, that would never happen. The days I spent with you were what taught me to love people back when I was a doll. So of course, the best love I have to offer will always, always be yours.
ええ。だから謝りたいんです。あなたの愛を疑ってしまったことを。
Oh.
そして、今ここで誓いたい。あなたをずっと愛し続けると。
I thought he was saving this for when her poison was gone. A smile more natural than ever before colored Saint Germain's face. Still holding my hand, he pulls me in closer and whispers softly into my ear.
目を閉じてください。
Prompted by my heartbeat, there's no way I can go against it. As I close my eyes, I can hear the sounds of our surroundings even clearer. The sound of the wind across the surface of the river Thames. The sounds of my feet against the ground as I fidget nervously. The sound of rustling clothes from my most beloved person. Question mark? Cloth? A cool wind gently caresses the top of my hand as the glove of my left hand is removed. Moments later, the sensation of something cold and pleasant. Not on the lip nor the cheek, but on my left hand's ring finger. Aww. Is it made of emerald so it doesn't melt? Aw, it's so cute. I forgot about this. Of course it is. Ah. When I open my eyes, I'm greeted by a gently glistening green upon my finger. He didn't do this the old-fashioned way of getting on one knee, huh?
よくお似合いです、お姫様。
This is...
それを携帯する方がいいかもしれないとフランに言われた後、彼と相談したんですよ。どうせ身につけておくものなら可愛らしい方がいいだろうと。
Does putting this ring on my finger mean a scene far, far away that I've only seen in the world of novels? A gift from the one I love more than anything, anyone. A bright future that was never supposed to come to the girl who was called a monster.
ええ、もちろんこの指なのはきちんと意味がありますよ。古来から左手の薬指は直接心臓につながっているとされる指ですから、あなたの心臓の毒を防ぐには一番ふさわしい場所でしょ。
Wow, I see.
おや何か不満そうですね、レディ。
How dare you tease her? I probably sounded more pouty than I had intended after not receiving what I had in mind. Perhaps it's a comical scene to Saint Germain as he can't help but laugh a little.
失礼しました。
His lips touch my ring finger. Perhaps the miraculous brilliance that is known to absorb poison is already beginning to take effect. There's no sensation of his skin burning, and I feel as though the soft warmth of his lips is spreading across my entire body.
知っていますか？エメラルドという宝石は幸福の意味を持つそうです。そして左手の薬指に捧げる指輪はあなたも知る通り永遠の誓い。
Thus,
愛するあなたに指輪を捧げるのならば、この指を置いて他にはありませんよ。
thank you, Saint Germain.
どういたしまして。
Saint Germain smiles. Along with his warmth are the words that I've always longed to hear.
愛しています、カルディアさん。あなたに永遠の祝福を。
Aww. It's not be my wife. I guess this works just the same. He's old-fashioned. He's like 2,000 years old. Oh, that was the end. I thought we were getting close. That was pretty fast then. Only 3 episodes per... It's not bad. This one only came out 4 years ago. Actually, I think the last one came out 4 years ago too. Maybe they just all released at once. I don't know. We have a after credit scene. The blue sea spreads across my view. The hull of the ship rocks like a cradle, and the sound of the waves tickle my ears. I let the comfortable bobbing rock me as we continue our journey. I place my elbow on the side of the ship beside Saint Germain as I stare out upon the surface of the water where the fish hop. You know, that trip to Egypt a while back really was amazing. I never expected to get trapped in a pyramid before and we'd have to figure out a way to escape. It's like Indiana Jones.
思わぬ大冒険になりましたね。
Misadventure.
さすがの私も罠にかかって巨大な岩が転がってきた時はどうしようかと思いましたよ。
I actually don't remember this at all. I don't remember them getting trapped in a pyramid. That's like, yeah, that's like Indiana Jones shenanigans there. I'd rather not be reminded of that part. I shake my head to drive off the memories and look toward my left hand. My rosy left hand that I haven't been hiding with a glove any longer. Ever since Victor developed the medicine that alters the qualities of the horologium, the poison that had gradually begun to dissipate due to the synergistic effects of the emerald ring and medicine. Beginning from my left hand's fingertips, the detoxification has spread to my torso and face. Almost half of my body is already able to touch objects now. According to Victor's diagnosis, by our journeys in, the toxins should be completely nullified. Touching the ship with my fingertips, I let out a sigh of relief.
おや、どうしました？
Nothing, I was just wondering which country we were visiting next. That's right, we no longer need to worry about the toxin, and I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't thinking about peaceful days in London. But in the end, even now, we continue to travel all around the world. To the land of deserts where hidden treasures slumber, to the frozen lands of the north, icebound the whole year around. To the isolated island nation of the east that only recently began opening its ports due to foreign pressure. There are still so many, many places to go. Traveling to every one of these countries, I only thirsted for more of what Saint Germain experienced in his long, long lifetime. When we got on the boat, I believe they were saying that we were headed towards Asia first by sea route.
ええ。その後は太平洋を渡ってアメリカにでも向かいたいところです。
And then we could visit Impy.
アメリカにいるインピーから月へ至る船の試作品が完成間近だと頼りが届いていましたから。
That's right, I'll have to bring a souvenir for Impy since he's been working so hard. Though Impy is hardly the one who's been working hard. According to their letter, Van Helsing and Delhi are finally establishing a autonomous region in Ireland for vampires.
ドラちゃんもこれでもう名実ともに王を名乗れますね。
He had already gotten taller when I saw him a while back. It probably won't be long before he's taller than me. When that happens, I don't think we'll be able to call him Delhi anymore, Mr. Drakden. Other than that, Victor's continued medical practice in London has attracted many apprentices and will soon establish a doctor association.
そういえばフランの家にいるシシーには最近奥さんと子供ができたそうですね。
Cece has a wife.
生まれたてでコロコロ可愛い盛りで毎日騒がしいとかなんとか。
Spherical adorableness. I'm jealous. I'll make sure to see them the moment I get back to London. As I swore this to myself, I suddenly tilt my head to the side. Oh, but we get letters from everyone regularly, but I feel like it's been a while since we've heard from Lupin.
それについてはこれを。
Saint Germain smiles and tosses a newspaper to me that he apparently had bought before the departure. I suppose it was written in the local language there in letters I can't read, but sure enough, pictured on the front page is a silhouette that I recognize well.
泥棒紳士アルセーヌ・ルパン、独裁政権のスキャンダルを暴き、偽札工場から原版を強奪。事態を重く見た政府はかの泥棒の賞金を引き上げだそうですから、元気そうです。
I'm glad he seems to be doing well. But is it really a good thing, reputation-wise, for the gentleman thief to be a smashing success? I smile back at the picture of him that grins behind the mask. Well, I'm glad that everyone's well and walking on their own paths.
その中で私たちは相変わらずフラフラと旅暮らしとまるで隠居の身のようですね。
Rather than almost, I think we really are retiring from the active life. Then suddenly Saint Germain directs his eyes across the ocean.
さて、ともあれしばらくは海の上です。そこまで急ぐ旅ではないですし、道すがらいろいろな国を回ってみるのも悪くないかもしれませんね。
Ah, then I'd like to see the hometown where you were born.
私のですか？
Right, if I recall correctly, it was somewhere in West Asia.
そうですね。もうほとんど覚えてもいない故郷ではありますが、あなたとなら久しぶりの里帰りも悪くない。
His eyes narrow with nostalgia and he begins to speak with a deeper smile.
それにちょうどいい区切りかもしれません。私の故郷を訪れて世界を回って、あなたの毒が完全に消えた頃、ロンドンへ帰ったら結婚式を挙げましょう。
Why are you surprised? He gave you a ring and bowed to you. It'd be a lie if I said that the thought had never crossed my mind. Ever since receiving this ring from Saint Germain, the seeds were sown beneath my chest. But hearing this straight from his own mouth, my cheeks are burning and only grow warmer.
そうと決まれば出席者を決めなければいけませんね。思い当たる範囲で10人、20人。
What? Are you planning on inviting more than just Lupin and the others? If I could think of any others, perhaps Sholmes and Lionheart. Surely he wouldn't invite Victoria, Queen of Britain. Why not? But with his usual smile, Saint Germain continues.
せっかくですし。オムニブスやギネビア、残りの人も呼びつけましょう。
What? Are you serious?
もちろんです。
He likes teasing you.
もっとも使徒の中で一番呼びたかった相手はすでにいませんが。
Before Saint Germain's line of sight that he conceals slightly, my ring glistens brightly. I can read his expression, and a certain name emerges from my mouth. Do you mean Trismegistus?
もはや叶わぬ話ですが。
I'd like to know. I'd like to know just what kind of person Saint Germain's old friend was. What kind of conversations did they have, and what kind of smiles did he show? So, though his a bitter past, I'll ask him. What kind of person was he?
前にも言った通りですよ。自分勝手で気ままで言葉足らずで肝心なことを話してくれなくて。ですがそれでも彼は私に道を示してくれたとても大切な友人だった。
I see. Then I should thank him too. Raising the ring on my finger to the sunlight, I put it gently against my cheek. I close my eyes, already having decided on my words. Thank you, Trismegistus.
カルディアさん、どうしてあなたが？
She says she's already decided on her words, like it's going to be some speech, and it was just thank you. It's only natural that I offer my thanks. He's your friend after all, and he was the one who drew us together, I'm sure of it.
でしたら
Saint Germain reaches his hand towards me. He entangles his fingers with mine and tugs me in as if to dance, and smiles while holding me in his arms.
あの世のトリスメギストスだけでなく、オムニブスやギネビアや他の人に。こんなにも明るい日差しのもと、存分に見せつけてやりましょう。私の愛する女性は最悪などではない。こんなにも愛らしく優しい幸せな笑顔を浮かべる女性なのだと。
The feeling of his soft lips pressed against mine, he goes in quick, doesn't he? The poison should have already left my lips, but the heat feels like it's going to burn all the way up to my brain itself. Even with our lips together, I can feel Saint Germain smiling happily. In a sense, perhaps he has a poison far more cruel than that of the Horologium. A sweet wild poison that makes me love him more and more. That's cute.
何千年も前に諦めようとした幸福も願いも希望も今あなたと共にここにある。あなたにこうして触れて思いを伝えられる。あなたと共にあれることが本当に何よりも幸福です。
I feel the same way about you, because you are my reason to live and my happiness.
本当にあなたは愛しくなることばかり言う。
I kiss once more. Without resisting, I simply accept his warmth. Saint Germain doesn't go against my will and harm himself. He's careful to avoid parts of my poison remaining, but instead, many dozens of kisses on the parts that he can safely touch. Happily, he truly kisses me happily.
今はまだあなたの身は完全に毒が消えたわけではありませんが、これから徐々に口づけられるところが増えていく。
He's going to keep exploring your body until he knows everything is gone.
それが楽しみでなりません。
Of course, anyone would be excited, right? The person I love is smiling. The most wonderful smile, more brilliant than any he's showed me before.
まるでルパンのような物言いになってしまいますが、全身の毒が消えた時こそあなたのすべてをいただくとしましょうか。
Sort of like Lupin, except he didn't have to wait for her poison. But yes, all the same. As we put our lips together again and again, I think to myself, when we finish our voyage, when the poison is gone, and the day when we can return to London and hold the ceremony, I'm certain it won't be far from now. A future that our hands will soon hold, for it is the future that awaits us both, a future of our own making. Yay, an adorable ending. I think there's extras in this game too, but I'll have to see. Okay, maybe it's a memory trunk. Let's see, event. The event. We got all of Saint Germain's. I thought there was extras in here, but I guess not. So I guess we get to just move on to the next route then. which is not going to be in this episode, of course, because this is Saint Germain. We'll see. So the next route I'm going to be doing is, by special request, Van Helsing. Because, yeah, Van Helsing also didn't get her poison cleared either. So we get to figure out how that worked out in the end. And then what the other MPs didn't get his cleared either. Only Lupin. Actually, Victor had to keep feeding her medicine and stuff to keep her poison at bay. So not truly gone either, but still gone enough. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below and a subscribe. And with since they're so short, only having 3 episodes per, I might even be able to make them 1.5 hours and get them into 2, but we'll have to see. I'll have to go back and see how long each of them were. I think they were over 3 hours total, but even if it is 3 episodes, that's not very long, and I mean, yeah, we'll be done with the fans in no time. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one, Van Helsing. Bye.